Today, the South Pole is essentially a lifeless icy desert. But back in the age of the dinosaurs, Antarctica was located much closer to the equator and was covered in tropical jungles. Like all the other continents, it was teeming with a wide variety of animals and plants. However, due to the harsh climate and thick ice sheets, scientists know very little about the Mesozoic reptiles that once roamed Antarctica. In this episode, we'll take a closer look at the carnivorous creatures of the planet's southernmost and least explored continent. Paleontologists only began seriously studying Antarctica a few decades ago. Searching for fossils beneath meters of ice and snow is incredibly challenging, so only a handful of dinosaur species from this continent have been discovered so far. Still, the finds we do have reveal a surprisingly diverse ecosystem of animals and plants that thrived in Mesozoic Antarctica. At the dawn of the dinosaur era, this landmass was part of the supercontinent Gondwana, which included all the modern continents of the southern hemisphere. By the end of the Cretaceous period, Antarctica had separated from Australia, Africa, and South America but was still positioned somewhat closer to the equator than it is today. Although the average annual temperature hovered around 13 degrees Celsius, the last dinosaurs lived through months of polar night. It's believed that both plants and animals developed special adaptations to survive extended periods without sunlight. Because of the colder climate, many Antarctic dinosaurs were likely covered in feathers. Some scientists also speculate they might have been warm-blooded. Given the long polar nights, these dinosaurs may have evolved night vision or other survival skills to cope with such extreme conditions. It's even possible that some of them hibernated to get through the harshest times. For much of the Mesozoic, Antarctica was connected to another southern continent, Australia, so it's quite likely that both continents shared the same or closely related dinosaur species. One of the best-known Australian predators is Australovenator, whose fossils have been found in the continent's near-polar regions. You can learn more about this species in one of our earlier videos, which focused specifically on Australia's predatory dinosaurs. The most famous predator of Antarctica, whose remains have been studied and described by scientists, is Cryolophosaurus. This carnivorous theropod lived in the temperate forests that covered the continent at the height of the Jurassic period, about 200 million years ago. A well-preserved skeleton of this dinosaur was discovered in a mountain rock formation at an altitude of 4,000 meters above sea level near the end of the 20th century. The fossil was found by geologist David Elliott from the United States. After he reported the discovery, an expedition was organized, led by paleontologist William Hammer. Over the course of 3 weeks, the team extracted more than 2 tons of rock containing hundreds of bones belonging to this new dinosaur species. Hammer described the findings and gave the dinosaur its name, which can be translated as frozen lizard with a crest. A follow-up expedition to the same mountain, just 30 meters from the original site, uncovered the remains of another individual. The most important specimen was a well-preserved skull that clearly showed distinctive bony crests on its snout. This unique crest ran across the face rather than along it, which earned the dinosaur its unusual nickname, the Elvis lizard, in honor of the singer Elvis Presley. In fact, there's even an episode of a dinosaur-themed animated series where Cryolophosaurs perform rock and roll at a music festival. In reality, this dinosaur was a fierce predator, measuring between 6 and 8 meters in length. Its estimated weight ranged from 600 to 900 kilograms. The Cryolophosaurus skull measured about 65 centimeters long. Overall, it was a classic carnivorous theropod, equipped with powerful hind legs and strong jaws. Another unique predator from Antarctica is the unusual dinosaur known as Imperabator. Despite its impressive name, which means mighty warrior, very little is known about its appearance or behavior. Scientists can only estimate its size based on a single discovered left foot. The other bones in researchers' possession are poorly preserved. The structure of Imperabator's foot closely resembles that of North American dromaeosaurs. However, it lacks the defining feature of all dromaeosaurids, a large, powerful claw on one of its toes. There is also another key difference: Imperabeta's foot is much larger than those of its overseas relatives. Since these species belong to the Paravian group, this Antarctic giant is considered the largest dinosaur of its kind. The proportional increase in size relative to the foot length suggests that the entire animal measured about 5 meters long. It is believed that this dinosaur was covered in feathers and lived near the end of the Cretaceous period, roughly 70 million years ago. Predatory dinosaurs didn't just roam the land, they also thrived in the cold waters near the South Pole. On one of the islands close to the Antarctic coast, the skeleton of a very large plesiosaur was discovered. Without a skull, it was initially difficult to determine its genus. Only after studying numerous other finds from the region were experts at the Antarctic Institute in Argentina able to identify it. It turned out the remains belonged to a reptile from the genus Aristonechtys**, part of the Elasmosaur group. These plesiosaurs went extinct in the mid-Cretaceous period, and until now, scientists had never encountered specimens of such size. The type species of Aristonechtys* was first described in the mid-20th century, measuring no more than 10 meters long. Like all plesiosaurs of this kind, it had a long neck and 2 pairs of flippers along its barrel-shaped body. A striking feature of Aristonechtys* was its thin, elongated teeth. Because of this, some researchers suggest that this reptile didn't prey on fish or small marine animals but instead filtered water much like modern whales do. There are even alternative reconstructions showing these animals with a leathery pouch instead of a long neck, resembling many cetaceans. Regardless of its feeding method, scientists had never before found such a large member of this family as the Antarctic specimen. It is believed to have been an adult, reaching about 12 meters in length. Some estimates put its weight at around 14 tons. This enormous size is explained by the cooling of waters near the South Pole at the end of the Cretaceous period. Cold waters are known to be richer in diverse marine life, and the Elasmosaur inhabitants there adapted faster than their competitors, securing a vital ecological niche. In this context, the filter feeding theory seems more plausible than the idea of hunting fish. Today, the cold waters in that region teem with plankton, which sustains modern marine giants like whales, and it's precisely this abundance of food that drives their large size. It's possible that the ancestors of this plesiosaur species were among the first to develop such a feeding strategy. Thank you to all viewers who watched the video to the end. For more detailed information about specific dinosaur species and predators from other continents, check out our other episodes on the channel. Our videos also explore the evolution of life throughout different periods of Earth's history.